Here we are, another week, another nostalgia-fueled retro. How are
Yes.
you?
Oh, I'm so good. Before we were live on the internet and you said, I'm gonna bring us into chatting, I just imagined you with those little orange cones, like at the airport.
Yep.
Um, and then it immediately, hi everyone, welcome to Cold Derails, the stream right at the beginning, as always. Um, we recently went. I'm so sorry. Uh, we recently went to a friend's place for dinner
Mhm.
as like a catch up for them, like a hey, I'm Cole, I'm now in your kitchen um situation. And they have two little ones, and I think the oldest is going to be turning like 3 or something. But to calm the little ones down, they put on the movie with the Paw Patrol, the dog cops,
Right.
and it was like a movie. And I've never seen any of this. Like, I've just seen like images, like the toys or whatever at Target and what have you. Um, and I literally stopped hanging out with the adults and just ended up watching this movie, but also trying to listen to the conversations of adults, so I didn't actually hear the movie. Um, but one, I think the person whoever is in charge of animation has a fetish for interlocking mechanisms on vehicles and substructures of airplanes and boats and city systems, like a lot
Okay.
of ramps interlocking. Which I was like, this is for children. Who cares like, give me Thomas the Tank Engine where there's a bridge and I don't question it. Um, but then there's a little dog who has I think he's like a bulldog or something, but has little robot arms that shoot out of his like pauldrons, and they have the little airplane cones. So we've made it back to the orange cones directing traffic. But I was enamored by these talking dogs and how their fur was animated. It just was like way better quality than I anticipated for a children's thing. Anyways, that dog was adorable.
Brilliant.
That's it. I'm so sorry.
You know who is
This is
not a
your
dog
day.
but is adorable?
Segue.
Our girl Sybil. Um,
Sybil!
yeah, I'm super excited for today. I love this game. Uh, I love schmovement, and so far, none of the games that we have played really have a lot of schmovement. And so I'm excited to jump into this and show people what I think is a really good exploration movement based sort of Metroidvania game. So I'm going to go ahead and move us over to
Move us.
gameplay,
Get us in there.
get us started. Oh, there's the pause. Okay. We were talking a little bit earlier, and I'm really glad that this game has so many save slots. I think when it first came out, it had 3, but I've been going through and just doing different runs and different little things as I play. I really like this game. It's a lot of fun. But let's just jump into it. Chat, give us a sound levels check. New game. We got to make sure everything's kind of balanced. There we go. We waste no time.
Boom. Hello, Sybil.
Here's Sybil, our goat bunny cat lady.
Mhm.
So real quick, one of the things that I want to point out is that I have modified my game. This is not usually what the entire UI looks like, but it looks better now. And I want to point out that one of the first options that you have is just a basic vest for her costume, and then you can give her Jinkos, which I appreciate.
I like the kneecapness of it.
Yeah. I
Because
also want to...
honestly, If I'm exploring a dilapidated dungeon, I want my kneecaps protected.
You should. It's very important, especially when you're going to be doing a bunch of sliding, jumping.
Like, ma'am?
I do want to point out that I love her animation, that it is like the frame rate does not match her movement speed. I love that so much. It's so good. What I don't love is our current setting. A lot of cages. We got a little guy down. Should probably check what's going on. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to fall out of my cage. I hope the princess won't be upset with me.
I like that. All right, bye.
Yep. Good luck with that. So when I put this on our list, I wasn't quite sure how to describe this game other than it's a Metroidvania, 3D Metroidvania. Because I feel like this is in a really unique spot style-wise and controls and movement-wise. I didn't play a lot of Nintendo 64 when I was a kid. I didn't have one. But this gives me big Ocarina of Time, Castlevania 64 vibes.
Yeah, I can absolutely see the Castlevania 64.
We've got our drink.
And the Zelda. I think part of the Zelda too is a bit of the sound design. Like we have these kind of like breathy synths.
Yeah.
That like kind of chime in at like I don't know too many music terminologies, but they kind of punctuate this like what would you, like the water droplet type synth? I don't know. I wish I knew more words, but it's very like meditative and repetitive, which as I've played this game, it's really nice how the music just kind of blends into the background and like you don't even really notice it, unlike some games where you're like, I'm hearing this repeatedly over time and I'm getting agitated. I've never experienced that with this game. It just kind of, it's like very like flow state-y and really unintrusive.
Yeah, it's very ambient, kind of haunting, which I think works for a lot of the Zelda dungeons, certain forest areas. I also think a lot about the like way that they cull assets by putting up that dark barrier to different doors. That feels very Zelda-like. Here's our save point, which we can just smack. But yeah, I feel like the aesthetics of this are extremely 64-style video games. The movement feels more PlayStation-y to me, and I think that is because I'm using a PlayStation controller and using 2 analog sticks to move and look around. And that
it makes me think of Mario 64 too. I feel like they have similar like wall grabs and like how you can kind of chain movement together, even though the movement is different.
Yeah.
I think they're like cousins. Cousins in movement.
Yeah, I can see that. I think I think for me the 64 controller doesn't have quite as much. The platformers don't feel like they have the same type of movement to me because just the layout of the 64 controller I don't feel like was built for that.
That's fair. It was built for Glover, and I get that.
Yeah. And I could be wrong, but like again, most of my experience is with like Jak and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot, Croc, stuff like that. So, this game has great movement, but it does not start out with much movement. You kind of got your jump, we have our attack, we have a heal, which we can't use right now. We have this weird mechanic where we can throw our sword, which doesn't really do much. I haven't really found a use for that. And we can crouch. We can't move while crouched. So right now we're still trying to like figure things out and get into it. It's a nice little introduction of the moveset. So we've got to go around and we've got to find our upgrades.
Yeah, it's not really like a puzzle layout. It's just more of like a exploration and passively teaching you.
Yeah.
Move set that you do have, and then being like, here's a treat, which is really nice.
Yeah, this is the like very safe area. There was one enemy that you might have seen. I beat up that egg in a hallway.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it's just kind of like, this is one of the most dangerous things. It's very much, it's like, here is your safe playground to figure out your movement skills. The really basic ones, and then as you get more complex movement sets, you'll be able to go to different places and use them more effectively there.
No improvement. How many of y'all in chat are familiar with this title? Just out of curiosity. If anyone has played it.
Never do it again. I just want to get out of here. Yeah, I've posted a little bit about it in the Discord, but I think it has mostly been memes. I can't get up there. Hey, Igra.
Hi.
This game has a fairly decent community, and there's some funny stuff about it. We'll talk a little bit more about it as we get further in. Your disguise is paper thin, but it'll fool most of them. Not like it matters. You're stuck here like the rest of us now. No getting past strong eyes.
It looks like they've changed the lighting in this area a little bit with their updates.
They probably have. So this is the most recent version, but it has gone through a few updates. I haven't said it, the developer for this game is Ritzler. They have a few games under their belt. Mostly you'll find them on itch, but this is the one that they have on Steam. They have another one that they're working on. They have added new areas. I think they added more time trials. They added a map feature, which is really useful. So this game has been getting little updates. Here we got a lady over there. I'm just now realizing that her hair has a guillotine on the end. And here's our first boss.
The first time I played this boss, I did the whole, I've never played a Souls game, I'm gonna be greedy and I'm gonna just be an idiot.
Yeah.
So, and then the second time I played it, I was like, maybe don't. And it went a lot better.
I've gotten better at this boss. I'm going to say it right now, this game has combat. I don't think the combat's that great.
It's, yeah, it's fine. It feels like N64 PlayStation combat in a platforming game where the platforming is why you're there.
Yes.
Which is not, no harm, no foul, because the movement is good.
Yeah, the combat does not dissuade me from doing this game. I just think that the combat is serviceable. I do like that. Yeah. I like that this guy's got an attack that will knock your sword out of your hand, which means, one, you have to get your sword, you can't attack, you also can't heal.
This is like a really rude introduction to the game, though. Like, you fight an egg, and then you have this guy.
Yeah. There isn't any real training, like this is your training. It took me so long to beat this guy the first time I played it. And now I do it first try with some heals. We get a small key.
I just heard a bang, and I'm the only one home, so I'm gonna go check on the cat.
Alright. I will entertain chat. Chat, how are we doing? What do you think Lucy got into? A tower holding the essence of the princess, never to be seen again. But with the 3 powers of the sun, one can find their own path. Okay. So, we gotta drop down here. Good luck to you, Igra. I don't know how much longer you have, but I hope it's not a long work day. Alright. Forgot about these guys. They kind of aren't really threats. We'll see them more later. They're a bit more tools, but they just sort of slowly roll across your path and block it for a little bit. And here's the shortcut we unlocked. Okay. Yes, the vacation from a vacation period. Okay, we have more or less gotten everything that we can get from here. So we need to progress to the rest of the castle. So this is Sansa Castle. This is one of the hubs. It's where we're going to be spending a lot of our time. Jump over this. Pit of goo. We're going to come in here. And so one of the differences that I talked about is if you played this game at launch or up to, I don't know, 6 months afterwards, you wouldn't notice this doorway, because it wasn't here before. But this is where you gotta go to get the map, which is going to be the lifesaver and maybe only reason that I think we can finish this game on stream. Because this game is quite big. It is a Metroidvania and a 3D one at that, which makes it really hard to remember where you have and have not been. So it kind of makes me think of an Allen wrench. Huh. I can kind of see it. I feel like it is, when I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's a tonfa, which I think is an underrated, underused weapon. Oh, hey, buddy. So many people have been trapped in the dungeon, and for what? Great question. I don't know. These crystals are pretty nice, right? They make me feel safe. I think I'm gonna lick it. I bet it's full of minerals. Alright. It's all yours, buddy. We got what we needed out of this. here we get a new skill. Indignation. So this game has a few like power-ups with regards to how much damage you have, how much health you have, how much mana you have. This is going to be one of the big ones. If you look on the left-hand side, we've got our health in the little circles and our magic in the little, I don't know, jewel-shaped things on the left-hand side. This will reward you for not spending your magic by making your attacks more powerful, and that's going to be the big way that we get a boost in damage. There's supposed to be new armor display in the library I wanted to see. But with the state of the castle, I can't find the entrance anywhere. I miss that comfy hay. Okay.
You all may be asking yourself, where was Retro? What could have possibly happened?
Lucy got you.
Well, so here's the thing. Lucy doesn't do anything except cause mayhem when we do this exact stream every week. But this week is new. She climbed up on a thing she shouldn't have been on, knocked over a pot with a plant in it, broke the pot, ate part of the plant, and while I was cleaning up the dirt, she puked.
Neat.
So I was like, cool, 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 awesome, great, good times. Good times had by all. This is wonderful. But mischief is managed.
All right.
So I'm sorry, y'all. She's not a gamer. She doesn't get it.
Or maybe she is a gamer and she's upset that we're not letting her play. Hello,
She's playing
Hinton.
the biggest game of them all. Oh, Wild Hinton! So this is the room. When I previously said that I used a key when I didn't want to, this is the room that I wanted to use the key in, and chose to unlock another place and immediately regretted it.
Fair. I don't think you would be super impressed with what's on the other side of that door. I don't know how far into the game you were, but
I don't know how far I was either, but you know when you have a key and you're like, I have a plan, and then your goblin brain is like, but I could use this here now.
Yep.
That's what I did, and then I was just like really mad at myself. But I understand that's a me problem.
I don't think that you can soft lock yourself in this game, but you can make decisions that make things more difficult for you.
Yes.
There are certain things that are locked behind doors that don't really progress the game. They will give you something
Like
pretty
a treat.
minor. Yeah, like a little trinket or something. But I'm pretty sure that all of the keys are out in places that you can get them. We have our first major movement upgrade. So now
Yes.
we have an air kick. And if
Look
you
at
air-
our pants.
If you air kick into a wall, you jump. And now we've got these cool little golden pant shin guard things.
Kneecaps still protected.
This is one of the major movement things for this game. And it's one of the first ones that you get. So it's really easy to make use of it. It is easy to use and hard to master. I think it's the best way to talk about it. I also like this like completely impractical, unrealistic light that just is like, hey, by the way, kick here. This is how you get out of here.
Yeah, that's really nice though. Also, this jam right now.
Yeah. As I was preparing for this, I was kind of like, this This game has good music. I don't think it's as good as Lunacid, but there are a couple songs on this OST that I think are incredible, and this is one of them.
Lunacid just has... Lunacid, the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes. Fun thing about this kick is it gives you a little bit more momentum. The thing that is not fun about this kick is that if your timing is off,
You kick a wall?
You kick the wall and you just have to try to kick again and hope that your timing was better. Or you can just fall into the pit. Actually, is there something down here? No. Like that.
Oh. So,
Alright, this one.
Val, I know you've been doing a bunch of job applications.
Yes.
I've also been doing a lot of job applications. And some in, some out of the video game industry. But I always like when there's... Or I don't like, but I guess I enjoy a little bit when, you know, you do your resume, your cover letter, and they ask you, like, a few different, like, the questions of, like, are you willing to relocate? What is your experience with whatever? Like, the generic questions. But then sometimes, even, like, random companies will catch me off guard with, like, just like a random outlier question. But I have gotten a few of, like, what's your favorite video game? Which I think is very difficult to answer. But in a work scenario, what is your this is the mind game, right? For an application, what's your favorite game? Are you honest and tell them what your favorite game is no matter the game, or are you also like trying to play a head game of like what is the most emblematic of me? What aligns with their company messaging? Like, what would your gut response be?
I think the first thing, let me check here. Yeah, we're gonna come back here later when we have another skill. I think the first thing is like, who is the company? I do think that I would tailor it a little bit to like, if it is a group that makes platformers, I'm probably going to talk about one of my favorite platformers. And I think that I could talk about other games that I like as well. But I think that just having a point of reference for them about, we talked with
where
you.
you're coming from.
Yeah, a little bit about like where you're coming from, what your thoughts are about a thing. Because there's also a really good chance that I will be like, my favorite game is this game, and it'll be something nobody's ever heard of, because I like really small indie games that are like one-person passion projects or a really personal game.
Yeah.
And then you have to do the whole weird thing of like, oh, okay. That's not really like... We were hoping that you would say like Apex Legends or something.
That's funny. Like,
did you say Apex Legends?
No, my first year at Ziggurat, we hired someone, and we did ask him what are they playing right now, and he was like Apex Legends. And then so I asked in the interview, he like made it to a round of like team interviews, and I asked like, oh, like I heard you play Apex, like who do you main? And my boss was like, that's just so irrelevant. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, it's a team-based game, and I want to see how he supports his team. And 100%, he played Bangalore, by the way, but kind of was a Bangalore at work. And I was like, I'm a freaking genius. But I asked the question originally about your favorite game because I had an application that did ask me. And my gut reaction is always Tenchu 2, which I'm like, I don't know if most people know that game anymore, because it's PS1. So I went with an N64 game, Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. Because if they know it, Then they know I'm a fun guy to be around.
You know, you know. Yeah, the enemy designs for this game are very silly. I very much like them. Also, these are mostly some of the like least threatening enemies I've ever seen. The fact that one of your enemies is just somebody blowing music at you in a tuba is very good.
Yeah,
All right.
There's also like a thing with like I think some N64 games and like PlayStation 1 too, where like the enemies are just kind of like they'll hurt you, and they're like they're like mostly passive to a point. Like they're just gonna be there. Like you don't really have to engage. And then there's like the sword outlier. Like the chickens are gonna be there if you walk into them, they'll hurt you.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't know if that is a strategic game design thing, or if it was just like part of the process of like scaling up games. You know, they're like, we just need like activity and movement in the space.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I also think that since combat is not the big focus of this game, the fact that there are only a handful that aggro to you pretty actively and like do hunt you out,
yeah,
is probably an intentional choice. While you were gone, we talked about these guys over here and how we haven't seen it yet, but they act as both an enemy and a little movement skill thing that we will get later on. But we did it. We finally have movement. We can kick off walls, we can slide, we can jump after our slides and have more momentum. The game really opens up now. And I don't know why I did this. I think I need another move to... Oh no, maybe I can't. Because I can just... Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know why I did this. I say that all the time.
So let's see here. I feel like this is the most common way that the wall kick is used, is you just find a corner and kick back and forth and just climb up.
Ooh.
There's our first boss key. And this game doesn't, again, like, not a lot of combat. There aren't a ton of bosses. Like, I think that there are 2, you might be able to say 3 bosses in this game. It's just a game that really focuses on exploration, movement, and just, like, uncovering the secrets in the different parts of this map. But now that we have this movement skill, let's head back into the castle. For instance, let's see if we can get this one now. We did it. Collecting coins. So let's take a look. So the map is pretty simple. It is just like an outline. The room that you are in is green. You can move around while you have the map up, and it sort of just fills things out. I don't need to be here yet. And it's just really nice way to see, like, oh, I haven't gone into this room over here yet because it's blank. And that will help you keep track of the different areas that you have or have not been to yet. Because there are some areas that are going to block you off just because you don't have the right movement skills. So that was one of the upgrades to improve your magic. You need 3 of them, just like we need 3 parts of the coin to get another health token. There's a big weapon. It's nice.
Nice. I don't know why I wanted that transition into this hallway to be like spacing on what the level's called, but the penguin race in Mario 64. I don't know why my brain was like downhill race.
I don't think we can do this yet. But we don't have we didn't go down a chimney.
That's true. Or through a painting.
Yeah.
I really don't know why. I was just like, this feels right. Maybe it's the angle of the ground? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't have a good reason.
Yeah, we can do this.
Oh yeah. Butter.
Yeah, I was a little worried the first time that I picked this up to do some prep for Nostalgia Fuel, because I was like, man, you don't start with anything. And I was trying to think how long it takes for you to get some of those movement skills. It really doesn't take too long. It's a lot quicker because I know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
But you get a couple of them very quickly. It's really fun because things just open up. Like this area, we don't have it yet. But once we get that, it's going to allow us to explore that space. There will be a bunch of other places that we can explore because the skill can be used in multiple waves.
Mm-hmm.
They took away all of my furniture. Oh,
damn them.
Poor guy. So let's see, we haven't really talked a whole lot about the game itself, so we probably should. So this game, like I said, was made by Ritzler. It was originally made as a month-long game jam, a Metroidvania game jam. And it, You okay, buddy? You're okay. They completed it. I believe it is still available on their itch.
Yep, the jam version is still available.
Cool. They talk about how this is the same game, but it has more maps, more enemies, more skills. It is just an extended version of their original Game Jam project. It came out in, check my notes, July of 2023.
And the Game Jam was March 18th, 2023 is when it was published.
Yeah, the turnaround time on this is pretty wild. Especially for something that even when it came out was very competent, it still didn't have a lot of quality of life features, and there were some things that like, oh, this could use improvement, and the dev has gone back in and made a lot of small improvements, but right now I think that they have transitioned to working on their next game, which is Electroconnect, I think? Which is, I believe, described as a game where you can build your own movement set.
I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you. Which sounds...
One word.
Electrokinetic. And that sounds sick, especially considering the fact that, like, playing this game, you can tell that the dev is, like, aware of how movement is used in a lot of these platformers and has thought of a bunch of different ways for you to use your skills. I'm really excited to see more of what they can do. I think I can do this.
I think you can do it.
Then I can.
Oh, damn. I genuinely, like, as someone who loves platformers, I find this game mesmerizing. Because, like, they get movement and it feels so good. Like, obviously it looks good, right? It looks fluid. But, like, when you can visualize something and achieve it, like, it has a really great sense of accomplishment. And I think part of that is how it rewards you with, like, the keys or the new abilities, or, you know, unlocking another path, which will then uncover other hidden paths or places where you can kind of not sequence break, but, like, I don't know, you're like, I don't need to go through this half of the room anymore. I can just, like, kickflip over here.
Yeah. When I first played this game, it was pretty close to launch, if not at launch. And let's go back here, because I think I can do something for fun conversation. Nope, this is a different area. But it was a lot of, like, looking around and exploring and trying to find things, and there wasn't a map, and it was just a lot of us trying to figure out where to go next. And so many of us were like, oh, I haven't even been to this area yet. I didn't think I could go there. And there isn't a prescribed path. There are certain things that make it easier to take certain paths, but nothing is set. It is not like this is stage 1, this is stage 2, this is stage 3.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool when you can set up a game to be that versatile and open to play styles. I don't think I can do this yet.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never even been in that room.
Oh, I forgot.
I love a good sit.
You can sit. That's a lot of my pictures in my Steam photo album, is stuff like that. And then the rest of it is usually like these little guys. The princess used to love having afternoon tea here, but the handmaiden has run out of her special ingredient. I guess the princess doesn't really want anybody else's tea. Okay, we can't get up there. And I don't think I can get up here. Maybe. Okay, perfect. So we've got 2 keys. I think we can waste one. As soon as we kill this. So because this game does focus on movement so much, there are time trials. Let's start. There are a bunch of time trials, I think 1 in each area, and they have varying lengths, varying complexities. No. I'm gonna have to restart. Where am I? Yes. And the community have built a lot of mods that you can download that are just different maps with time trials.
Ooh.
This is very much like a speedrunner game.
Oh, yeah.
No. No. Rip.
You put up a fight there.
Yeah, I feel like that is how most of my failed wall kicks go, is like I should be able to land, but I kicked a little too early or a little too late, and so I'm just gonna keep kicking the wall and not quite making it.
Yeah. It's like what I was doing in Fallen Leaf, where I was trying to, like, double dash, but really you just jumped out of the dash, and I wouldn't learn my lesson.
Yes. Okay. So we at least know the path.
Nice.
We did it. So now we've got a better time, and if you go back to the start, you get an outfit. So now we have the professional outfit. Beautiful.
It is professional.
Mm-hmm. So Retro, is now a good time to talk about how horny everybody on the internet is for Sybil?
Sybil's gorgeous.
Sybil's gorgeous.
I would assume a strong, independent woman, but I don't want to be projecting.
Fair. But people really do love on this bunny goat cat lady.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, let's go to the library. There's another outfit there that I think is pretty fun. I don't want to say half, but there's a good deal of fan art out there that is horny. Mm-hmm. I also want to say that I think that the community is fairly split between, like, wholesome horny and appreciative because, like, she's got good legs. She's got good, she's got a really cute face. She's got good hair. Ears are good. Like, she's just a cute gal.
Great bod. Just like... like, yes, the community is, like, horny, I guess, but, like, her body also makes sense.
Yes.
For, like, the movement she's doing. Like, I always thought it was so funny playing, like, Super Mario 64. Granted, the dude's wearing jean coveralls or whatever, but I'm like, it doesn't make sense for you to be backflipping off of all these things, but, like, having musculature and, like a lean physique makes sense for, like, soaring through the air and, like, propelling oneself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But also, sexy lady, I guess. You know?
Yeah. And of course there are mods to make her more boobalicious, give her a bigger butt. There are also mods that just change her outfit to something like Spider-Gwen, or there is a Cloud Strife soldier outfit.
Yes!
There are a lot of really cool mods. I might show some off. I don't really think that that is, like, the focus of Nostalgia Fuel, but I do think that it is cool that the community has been like, what if we give her Cloud Strife's Buster Sword? I'm like, yeah, it's fun. So we now have another health pip. Over here. I don't remember if I... Nope. Okay.
Nice.
Ruined it. There is another race up over here, and I'm just trying to remember if I know the path that I took last night to unlock the outfit. Nope.
I would have whiffed that so many times.
Okay, so let's see. Like I said, I've been kind of practicing. I've been doing short runs. There are a few things that I've kind of tried to be like, all right, what do I want to show for this game? And have been trying to practice that. So I'm hopeful that I can at least show off a decent portion of some of this, like, secret-y cool stuff in this game. Okay, we did it.
There's one more.
We did not. There's one more. Where are you? Oh, God, it's the bad one. Oh. Boo. Okay.
You got this. Eye of the Tiger.
Can't play it, but imagine in your mind. That's our path now.
Nice.
Nope.
Oh.
That's...
Oh god, I realized I wasn't blinking. Why don't I blink when you play games?
I don't know. You should blink more. It's important. Hydrate your
Yeah.
eyes.
God.
Ugh. Alright, maybe we do this later. Yeah.
That's
I'm
fair.
tilted. We'll come back for it later.
You're much wiser than I am. I'm like, I'm tilted forever now.
Good luck, Igra. Yeah, I think that that is kind of the thing with this game. There is so much to do and so many different spaces to explore that I just kind of feel like once I try something a few times and nothing lands, it's time to move on somewhere else.
I feel that.
Okay.
I don't have that responsibility in me.
So let's go check this out if we can. Okay. I think now we just go across the way. Oh, right. I'm not sure if we can get there. Fair enough. What's over here? So what I wanted was over there. Cool. Trying to think if I can get back up there without going back the way we came. I mean, I guess we can just... cheat a little. No. There we
Yeah.
go. Alright, watch out for the eggs. I was supposed to go help in the theater, but I can't really get through here. I just don't really want to touch the bubbles. What? I don't have a problem. You go touch them then, bubble girl.
Wow.
I don't like your tone,
Confrontational.
but I do like the bubbles. The bubbles are good movement.
So true.
So the bubbles are great. They hold you for a second, then they let you jump out, and then they give you a boost jump. It is very helpful. I feel like the areas that are built for them and have them are a ton of fun to navigate. Oops. weird seam.
Is it the pole's shadow?
Oh, it might be. I think you're right.
Because I was also confused.
This game does play a lot with... this game does play a lot with... what do we want to call it? Like, glitches, texture errors. We saw that one room that had, like, assets on the walls and ceiling and wasn't textured, and the little guy that was broken down. Like, this is very clearly supposed to be a degradation, or a degrading dream, I think is how they refer to it.
Mm.
Oh man, I might be stuck unless I just warp out, so let's go back and try one more time. Nope, that's not how you do it. Okay. I'm having weird controller latency. I gotta plug my controller in. Oh, something else. If you choose to buy this game, which I think you should, it's only $6. If this interests you, it is...
I don't know if y'all can hear me. But Val is in storm zone. We appear to be having a storm time. So if Val can hear me, you're mute. You're muted. Your mic has gone kaput. Or the storm goes weird. Am I the broken one?
What about now?
Am I the broken one?
I don't think so.
Oh, I didn't do anything and I hear you now. That was weird. That was very weird.
Yeah, I plugged my controller in, and I think it did the thing where it's like, oh, your microphone is now a controller. Let's ruin all of your sound settings.
Oh,
And I was
so
just like, cool.
things Cole has learned with working on a game. I learned part of building like the initializing code for a level or a game, and it's to literally identify the controller away from other audio devices. And I was like, yes, I don't care how many lines of code this is. See controller as controller. Speakers, not controller.
That is so important. That is up there with not wanting Unity to randomly spin around all the time when I have a controller plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
I think that line of code should automatically come with every version of every game.
Every engine should just do it. Why do you need me to specify this? This feels like an inherent thing that we all need and want.
Yeah. Okay, I think the lighting still looks good. There are some areas of this game that are really dark, and so I want to try and keep my eye on that just in case we get into one and I need to see if I need to bump the brightness, but I think we're good here.
Yeah, it's readable on stream for sure.
Good. So now we're getting like some Final Fantasy Saga Frontier ass music. Oh man, I don't think I have the skill to do this.
Yeah, aw.
Yeah.
You had it.
Nah, I think that I am in a place that I either need to be coming from another direction or I need a skill to do. Which is just kind of the nature of a Metroidvania, is finding a new place and being like, oh cool, let's check this out. Oh cool, I don't have the thing that I need to do this. Alright, we're back with Mineral Boy. think we've gone this way. Let's check this way out. Maybe. Okay, this is the outside, so we have to get out of here. Oh, we should get that key.
Get that key.
Something I haven't shown off very much. You can parry and return projectile weapons or attacks. It isn't super effective. They don't seem to be particularly strong, except when they hit you. Weird how that happens. And additionally, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to hit the enemy that shot the ball. It's just kind of back in that direction. Okay. What do we got over here? Been there. I think that there's something over here that I can do. Been up there.
Oh, hi, EO.
Hello, EO. How are you doing? Let's see. And then... Okay, let's try something different.
I've been trying not to talk to goof the jumps. I've just been trying to will them with my mind.
It's fair. We talked a little bit about how I think that this game is pretty accessible, but also I think it has a really high skill ceiling. And even though I have completed this game once and played through several areas several times, I still don't think that I'm super great at it. There's a lot with, like, timing and when you do a kick and when you shouldn't. Actually, I might just be able to... Nope. Timing, spacing, stuff like that. And the more skills you get, the more you can easily mitigate this. It's just a matter of, like, first finding those skills, which your first time is probably going to take a little while. Nope. No.
Oh!
There we go.
Wow,
okay.
just go the
so
long way around, huh? Oh!
Okay. Oh, this is just the other side of that wall. I remember the first time I got here, I worked so hard. I spent quite a bit of time trying to, like, get up there and find this area, and then I dropped down on the other side, and it was blocked. Alright, we're in Census Keep. We haven't spent a lot of time here, so we should probably explore a little more. Yeah, the animation on this is really nice. We talked a little bit about the fact that Sybil here moves at a different frame rate than the rest of the game, or at least, like, her animation feels different than her movement speed. I like a lot of the texture work. It feels very early Nintendo 64. Please. Alright, we'll come back for this.
You tried once!
I think that the problem is that I am cursed with knowledge, and I'm just like, all right, as soon as I find this other skill, this will be a breeze to get. The problem is I don't know where that skill is.
Mm.
All right, we've been in the massive pole room. Yes.
Oh my god, I literally was like, I wonder where that one room is. And then we walked into this room, which is the one I was thinking of.
Boy, I love input lag. Get out of here.
These dang thingies really are rude.
Yeah, they are not my favorite enemy.
I do like their animation for when they take damage and they like, it's like the hand gets smacked, you know, with a ruler or something.
Yeah. That little, like, hanged Y. This is just another key. Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, when you get a good series of slide, jump, kicks, it feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
Right, now then. There's a path over here we haven't taken yet.
Yeah, this map is a game changer.
Here we go. Oh yeah, it's so nice. There you are. Hi, buddy.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which one.
It's not too bad. Definitely a stronger enemy, but it is not like our first boss battle. Although, I may die. And then their sword becomes another enemy, which I think is a nice touch. I wonder if there's a power-up nearby.
I love that though. I'm sure it drives like game devs crazy when like particle effects go through walls, but I love it. I love it because it's like, oh, I'm close to something.
Yeah, I love the rough edges of games, especially games that are made by like small teams. It makes it feel really personal and reminds me that people are behind it. And I don't know, as a person who grew up with games on like the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 in periods that were kind of like the Wild West of 3D development, I'm like, this stuff rules. So this was the skill that we were looking for. We now can kind of pogo a little bit, and it gives us a little bit of an extra up. So if we are where I think we are... Nope, that's not it. This also allows us to destroy the blocks below us, which means that we can now descend if we find any weak floor blocks. But first... Easy.
Boom.
Yeah, this sword is a ton of fun. It kind of reminds me of Strider Hiryu's sword, but I think of it more as a tonfa, even though I believe it is referred to as a sword. This little guy who lost all his furniture. Oh wait, we didn't go up there. Because it's locked. And then I think that this is... Okay. It's kind of funny. As much as having the map helps, and I do like it, I don't want to take it away. It is still a thing where I will walk into a room and be like, I don't quite know what the orientation is here.
I can see that.
Okay, so before we go into the Underdark, let's try this. Perfect. So speaking of glitches...
Aww.
An ambush. Didn't even get to get off her big attack. Now we have a charge attack.
Boom.
Okay, so let's see.
I like the way that broke apart.
There are a bunch of really nice, very small animations in this game. And I feel like there aren't enough that I can point out or like easily remember, but there's just so much little detail to this game that I think is really lovely. Okay, so first things first, there's a coin up here. So we gotta... do one of these, and I think... Nope.
Sure.
Hell yeah. I think the other part of what I was talking about earlier with not... You know, when you start off the game for the second time, you're like, oh man, what happened to all my movement skills? I was schmoovin' at the end of my first game.
Yeah.
I think you also forget how much you rely on different skills. Like, I didn't really think about the pogo attack because I was just kind of like, I can slide and dash and then air kick. That gets me really far, but it doesn't do much for your height.
Yeah.
And so then suddenly when you are in a place where, like, it would be nice to not have to wall kick 3 times and just hope that I grab the ledge. You start to remember, oh yeah, there's a lot of tech in this game. There it is.
Like, this is already further than what I've played, but granted, I was moving slower because, you know, me looking at textures and...
Yeah,
you know,
and first time. Like,
Yeah.
I think I might have gotten here on my 3rd play session. Also,
Yeah, I don't have a pogo.
as like as someone who plays a lot of FromSoft games, my mind was immediately just like, I don't want to be here. It's dark. This place is scary. I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Speaking of die, look at this little cutie. It's fun.
What's happening here?
Okay. I'm not really sure what purpose that serves. So I guess one of the things about throwing your sword is it does emit more light. Which maybe that is intended for these areas, but I still find that to be such an interesting mechanic that I do not really know how to effectively use in the game. Okay.
Punch.
Maybe it's just a shortcut.
Get it.
I think another thing that's pretty nice about this game is most of the time, if you can see a spot, if you can get there, chances are pretty good that there's something there. It may not be major, but it may just be like, hey, you made it up here. Here is a little bit more like a mana pip. Here's a life bar.
Yeah, that's nice.
I always really like that stuff. I remember a lot of people being upset about those things in like Breath of the Wild, or feeling like it wasn't rewarded in Breath of the Wild, but I appreciate when a game dev is just like, hey, thank you for climbing this massive mountain. There isn't a lot up here because we didn't expect anybody to really do this, but here's a nice little thing. Here's a Korok seed.
Yeah. You brought up Breath of the Wild, and maybe I fell in that camp being like, the world just felt very empty to me in a lot of ways, especially in comparison to like Tears of the Kingdom. Like Breath of the Wild, I'm like, oh, wishy. But I don't feel like this, where Breath of the Wild felt very empty for how large it was. To me, this does not feel empty. Like, because you start out in a dungeon and you're like uncovering these like little weirdos. Like, it doesn't feel like it's lacking unintentionally. Where this feels very intentional the way it's like curated, because we're like in, I would say, a hostile castle, whether we're in the dungeon or not. Like, none of these areas and colors seem welcoming. Even the library is like filled with like hay and like detritus.
Yeah. And I always thought I could read that. I have a couple thoughts and I want to get like at least one of them out. I think that part of the complaint about things feeling empty in Breath of the Wild that makes it feel more acceptable in games like this is that Breath of the Wild was made by Nintendo, like a multi-billion-dollar company. And so there is a little bit of an expectation that, like, if you are going to build something with that big of a scale, you need to be really thoughtful and intentional. Having large open spaces feels kind of like you're just putting it there for the sake of having it. Yeah. Where, like, this game does have some emptiness to it, but I feel like that adds to the sense of solitude, loneliness, the degradation, and also, like, a game of its period. Like, if we think about this as a game that comes out in 1997, like, yeah, we were still trying to figure out technology and how to build 3D spaces. So it makes sense that there would be a lot of empty space because we weren't good at, like, spatial reasoning or what should exist, what can't exist. Yeah. And I think that all those are very fair critiques.
And Secret Crush brings up Breath of the Wild had horse, which is also something we should note. Put that in your gamer notebooks.
Yep. Sybil, not a horse girl. She's many things, but she's not a horse girl. A tower holding the essence of the princess, never to be seen again. With the 3 powers of the sun, one can find their own path. I don't remember if we have the 3 yet. We have quite a few. So we've got Sungreaves, we got the Sunsetter, we have the Strikebreaker, which it's not a good look, Sybil. We have the Solar Wind, so maybe we can be here.
There's vines.
There are vines. I'm trying to remember if you can climb vines. I don't think you can. Okay, let's try it backwards. Oop. That is the other thing that happens a lot, is if you jump after hitting the sunsetter, you do a backflip, which is pretty helpful for navigating certain spaces. But I feel like probably 90% of the time that I do it, I don't actually mean to do it.
Fair.
Yes, I agree on Secret Crush. Like, having horses and modes of transportation can be both a way to mitigate having large open spaces and also just an enjoyable thing if it's well developed and programmed. I don't remember. I feel like I was fine with the horses in Breath of the Wild, although most of the time I feel like I just kind of got out and ran around on my own.
Afraid of mine dying.
Yeah, a little bit of that. I also, let's see.
Was it Hinton who posted the video on the Discord of just like 2 horses exploding on a bridge?
Maybe.
It was just like some got attacked by a horde of fellers.
I think that there are also just games like Red Dead Redemption 2 that just so turn me off of the idea of having a mode of transportation that I have to take care of in a very specific and precise way. That I just kind of... Not only am I like moving around on my own, I feel like I can do more things, but I'm also just like, I don't want to have to clean my horse regularly, which is not a thing that like Breath of the Wild had you do, but I should probably be on that. Secrets? No secrets. We did it.
So now I know that if I'm making a game, I need to have horses in it for a Secret Crush. And an area for them.
That looks makeable. I also like, I just enjoy playing this game and looking around and trying to figure out where I think I'm supposed to go and seeing something and being like, yeah, I think I could probably do that. Dang it.
Ooh. Clean.
Yeah, so now we can wall run. That's not how you wall run. Okay. Well, let's check on it real quick. Right trigger. Falling alongside the wall. Okay. There we go. So now... curvy rooms are no big deal.
Makes me think of like, I don't know, reading Rainbow. Sound effects.
Yeah, the jingle is pretty silly. also get our wall kicks. We are now just incredibly mobile. It's funny. As I was putting stuff together for this game, I was trying to figure out, like, one, how long do I think it would take, and also, like, I don't know, how long did it take me to play the first time, and this stuff. Oh, I was supposed to go up there. I think I played for a month the first time before I got this. And I've just kind of fumbled into it.
I mean, that's fair. You're really on the move there.
Yep. Okay. So this is where the princess is. We need 5 keys. We only have 1 so far. I'm trying to think if these give us any actual hints. Appointed by the guarded hand in the Bailey. Yep. Deep in the underbelly, surrounded by holes. We've been in the underbelly, but we haven't done a whole lot of exploring.
Haven't done a whole lot of holes.
Not a lot of holes yet. Atop the distant tower, beckoning the lost livestock. On the center stage for all to see in the theater. We stuck our head in the theater, but we couldn't do a whole lot. But I think now we've got the schmovement to get around. Sitting upon a throne, forgotten in the keep. Alright. So now we know where we need to go. There's one of them. Alright, I think we're done here for now, so let's just go. How are we doing on time? We're good. We got the one from the Bailey. That was the one that was protecting the hand, but there's some other stuff off in the distance we should probably try to get.
Oh, there's the one in the tower. That's cool.
Yeah, we got a magic pip and a health pip.
Oh, is it a health pip in the tower?
It depends upon which tower you're talking about.
This one.
This one? Yes. Oh, this was a mistake. I forgot. That's why I'm supposed to do it over here. Come on. There you go.
My brain was like, that has to be a key. It's like, get the key.
We already got the key from here. It was, it's actually probably the easiest one to get. It's just on the
one
others.
that we just jumped over to, right?
Yeah. I do, while there aren't any, like, intended paths, I do kind of feel like that is the one that they expect you to find first, because it's just kind of sitting out in the open. It is kind of protected by a hand, and you do have to do some movement to get there, but generally it's not very hard to get, where most of the other ones are like you have to go through an area before you get it. Ugh. Okay. So let's get some height, let's dash, let's kick. Yeah. Good job. All praise the cheese bell. It's just a giant bell made out of cheese.
Is it like Asiago?
Hopefully. And now we can access the time trial, which I don't think I've ever done the time trial out here. 14? Nah, I got places to be. Maybe we will do that another time. Okay, so we know that there's not one in the library, but there is one in the keep. So maybe we should go to the keep and try and grab that one. I'm trying to remember. I think that there is one more movement skill here. Because I'm pretty sure I have to go into this place, which I can't do yet. This closed. Okay, it might be off limits right now, but we can get to the underbelly. Right. Wait. Okay. Which means we need to go that way. Nope. Promise I'm decent at navigation. I don't know why this game scrambles my brain.
I mean, yes, it's annoying, right? But I do enjoy when a game does scramble my brains a little bit, because, like, I feel like in general my awareness of, like, my path in games or in life is like, I'm like, oh, okay, like, this is where I need to be. It's not too often I get turned around, so I'm always just like, cool, you're doing something different. That's, like, counterintuitive. And that's exciting.
I do think the map,
bad, you know?
Yeah. I think that the map is still super positive, not harshing on the map, but I think that it also encouraged me to turn my brain off. And I no longer think as much about where I am, where I need to be, because I know that I can just pull up the map and be like, all right, what room did I go to? All right, that's not the right one. And then leave. Oh boy, I'm trying to remember if this is where I want to be yet. I don't think it is. Well, let's take a look. Okay, that's where the boss key is. So we do want that. Nope, this is not where I want to be yet. Okay, I gotta get a scale. I gotta get something to do with these orbs. Besides just ponder what I'm supposed to do with them.
I have a bumper sticker that says, hold on. They're right next to me. One says, don't mind me, I'm just pondering my orb. And then I have wizard butts drive me nuts. And then one that just arrived. I have 3, I lied to you. Where are you going? The Pink Pony Club or hell? And it says 620 hot to go, Chapel 316. And I really love the energy of all of them.
Yeah, I can see all of those being on your car.
Yeah, I've never put a sticker on my car, but I'm gonna put one bumper sticker on a magnet and put it on my car. But I feel like the Chapel Roan one might get taken immediately.
Yeah, that one should probably be like actually stuck onto your car.
Yeah, but I keep going between the don't mind me, I'm just pondering my orb, and wizard butts drive me nuts. I'm leaning towards the wizard butts. Because if someone takes it, they're a pervert.
Hell yeah.
Me? No. You? Yes.
So something that I haven't brought up about the bubbles, you can carry
The juice.
the juice for a little bit.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there aren't a ton of opportunities to do that because once you put your feet on the ground, it goes away.
Yeah.
But it's there are a couple spaces where you will have to grab the juice and just hold on to it.
Hold on to the juice.
Nice little haunted enemy down there. Okay. Let's see what's in here. Well, a trap.
Ghost trap.
Got it. Most of these enemies are not a big deal, but there is a maid down there. I'm also going to take care of you. You're just... I don't like your music. These maids can be problems, especially if they get their dishes out. No. Okay, I think that there is one more egg.
One more.
Or there's not. We murdered everything. Great job. We did it. Oh, we have a key. Let's use a key. Magic. There are these tables with letters on them. You'll see them in a few places around just the game, and they don't do anything. And that always makes me feel like there was supposed to be more. However, they were never added in an update, so I don't think they actually are. But despite having finished this game and playing it, you know, several times, every time I see it, I'm still just like, lore. Oh, baby.
I wonder, like, have you seen stuff in their new game? Like, is it like a low-key asset for that?
I don't think so, because their new game very much looks like a, like, this is obviously a fantasy-style game. Their other one looks like sci-fi, almost like it could take place in a computer. So I would be kind of surprised if this is, an asset. Alright. I don't know why I was excited about that. Just have me crouch. So now we're back in the big room. We gotta climb up. We gotta save in case we fall. There's another time trial. Should probably hit that. I don't remember what this activates, but it's probably important.
It's probably important.
I don't know, something big moved. Oh, I think it was this. think that this gave me this passageway over here. Generally, the game is pretty good about letting you be able to see what you changed with a lever, but every now and again it will do the like Doom Quake thing of a door somewhere opened, and you're like, great. Where?
Where?
Eddie's boys. No. I don't want to be here. Oh, I really don't want to be here. Okay. Sorry for all the camera nonsense. I don't like fighting in tight spaces in this game. It's not a lot of fun.
Stressed.
And I think I might... Oh, yeah. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, just the way that these maps work together, just the different rooms is... Oh, I botched it. They're really nice. I'm always very impressed when somebody can do a Metroidvania and put together map layouts in a really interesting way. Because that is a skill that I very much lack. I'm very much just like, oh, there's going to be a room next to another room, and here's a hallway.
You're going to go through a door. Oh, there's a room.
Yeah. My experience with map layout, it's mostly like houses, and occasionally some office buildings.
Not so much keeps and dungeons.
I haven't spent a lot of time in dungeons.
I think it might be like a symptom of like me not being the one playing. But like you keep getting to spots, I'm like, oh, dead end, and I'm like, and then you do something like, oh yeah, I forgot about that ability.
Yeah. Partially it is like fleeting memories of things in this area. Partially it's the fact that I've prepped for this. Partially it is knowing the language of the game. There have been several times that I've just kind of been like, oh, I guess we're done here, and then I was like, no, you gotta look around.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that this is a good representation of like what your first time playing this game will be like. I think that it'll be much more slower and exploratory. It's just, again, like I've played this game quite a bit.
Can attest, it will be slower.
Okay, so this is a room that's gonna probably take me the rest of the.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not a super big fan of this. Right, they added this because it made it a little bit easier.
Oh.
It's such a pain to do. And once you do it, I'm just like...
Did you have to run on it while it was moving?
Yeah, you have to like do a... How did I do it? I think I did like a slide hit and jump and just hope that I landed on it. And if I didn't land on it, I just hoped that I grabbed the side, and it took me forever. That was one of the, like, the really big barriers to me. When
as soon as I saw the switch, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, and it's just so fast. Okay.
Also, I really love the grab sound. It feels very solid.
There are a lot of very good sounds that feel like they fit in like any early PlayStation game, and I really appreciate that attention to detail. Alright. So this is a little bit of a, I don't know, I don't think it's too tedious, but it is just like run around each level of this tower and find these little levers, and each one raises the middle pillar a little bit, and you're trying to get it so you can get all the way up to the top. And I am just getting my butt beat by music.
I do be like that sometimes.
Alright, I'm actually going to have to drop down before I go much higher, because there are several that I missed. Hi. Stop.
That's what just feels like a trap with nothing there.
Yeah, every now and again there's one that's just like, you don't have to do anything, you can just walk up and hit it, and those are always the one that I'm just like, man, there's like somebody just waiting right around the corner for me.
Nice.
Hi. Thank you. Oh, come on, man. I actually probably should fight you to get some magic back. Alright, I promise I'm trying to dodge. Alright, well, I got magic. Alright, we got that one. There we go. No!
Oh no, lady.
Good. That's what I wanted.
Good. My brain, since she like, when she slides, she goes so flat. My brain, I've never played a Splatoon, but it made me think of Splatoon, and now I'm upset with myself.
That's fine.
But it's just like squid juice.
I don't think that this game does a lot of squash and stretch. But there is a lot of movement. God, I'm gonna have to do the tuba room. There is a lot of movement behind all of the animations, which I appreciate and makes the game feel very fast. Did I get this? Yes, okay. Maybe it's high enough? I don't know. Yeah, okay. Did it again. I actually may not need to kick.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
That is the other thing that I tend to do a lot, is like over rely on the movements when usually one will be sufficient. All right. So now we can bounce off stuff.
Like the black orbs?
Like the black orbs. And we can save our game, which is very well timed.
You love to see it.
Bring us back to chatting so we can kind of wrap up.
I love chatting.
It's fun. More people should do it. So yeah, that is our first look at Pseudoregalia. I think we can probably finish this. I feel like we've shown off a lot of the game, but there are still a lot of little details, and there isn't a ton more to play, maybe 2 episodes. So I think this is another one that we finish.
Cool. I'm into that. I love watching it.
Yeah, this game is a ton of fun. Like I said, it's like $6. If you are interested, go buy it. It feels really good. It doesn't matter if you remember the things that I did or not. You can play this game however you want and just kind of go about it in whatever way you want. I'm moving a little bit quicker because I'm trying to show off a lot of the game, and I don't want to spend quite as much time as I did on Lunacid as on this. But yeah, I think that this game is an excellent merge of a Nintendo 64 aesthetic Metroidvania with some really good modern movement and sort of PlayStation 1 mechanics and aesthetics.
Yeah, it's as someone who has played it and now I'm watching you play it. We're playing it or have played it very differently. And it's very cool. I mean, obviously you have a little bit more experience, but it's really neat to see it like where could I be? You know what I mean? Because I had like 2 or 3 skills, and then I did the stupid thing with the key that I just had Goblin Brain, and then I was just like, nope, Retro's in timeout.
Yes.
But
yeah, there's a lot of improvements, quality of life improvements, and I think that this game is pretty accessible now. It is still a little twitchy, and I don't think that there are accessibility mods or options to like expand response time periods or slow the game down, unfortunately. But there's also just like trainers and mods out there that'll just be like, hey, do you just want to have all of the skills so you can just walk around and look at the maps and explore from the jump? Here you go. It's pretty neat.